How my people doing tonight? I hope everybody doing just fine. It's one of them nice cold nights out here again, but it's gonna work. We're gonna make it work. Always make it work. I ain't even got a jacket on. So it ain't too cold. A little tired and things, but I'm only tired from doing dog work. You know, get a little work around the house too. It's what I mean, trying to stay busy type stuff. Really didn't have much to do today when it come to me. So when I don't have that much to do, that give me a little bit more time to study. You know, just study up on the history of the American bully. And the more you find about this dog, it just trips you out. You know, the more you come across yards from people who now have names, bloodlines. They now have names and bloodlines and things. But when you look at some of their dogs and you wonder, you wonder why. Excuse me. A lot of dogs are different looking than Razor's Edge. And why was it a must to make a dog that looks different than Razor's Edge? Why was it even mandatory? Once you had the Edge dog, you should have just rolled with it. It was already a dog that was complete. But somebody wanted a knockoff strain of it too. Wanted to branch off, wanted to create another dog. But when you creating dogs, you got to use a dog to create a dog. So now you got these pretty Edge dogs, tight skin and nice and tall, bred with a whole lot of bulldogs behind them. And then they make it down to another region. And when they make it to the next region, they don't look the same. They're being bred out now. They're being mixed with dogs who have a gray line origin, complete gray line origin. Completely gray line all the way through. There is no other dog even in the dog but gray line. You know what I'm saying? Like Tony Showtime was that probably wasn't. I'm not sure, but Tony Showtime was probably not a gray line dog. Maybe he was. But these were dogs that were in the pedigree, and they was some lockjaw type dogs. They wasn't big. They didn't have no wrinkles. They didn't keep their long tongues out of their mouths. Tongues that are supremely long. And then they did not grow to mastiff size. So, to be truthful, before the XL was even here, before this name of XL was even here, just to be truthful, the dog was already here. Because all the old school dogs were XL. All of them. Look at Barbie. She was at XL. Wasn't Barbie XL? Look at Barbie. Look at Barbie. Look at Dax's mom. That's a big dog. That's beyond extreme. Herself. Beyond extreme. Okay? Then you look at a lot of the Gotti line dogs. Man, those dogs were crossed. Well, we don't know exactly who crossed them. We don't know exactly who crossed them. I don't. But when you looking inside them dogs and you see that Neapolitan Mastiff on that dog, because the history says, yeah, they put Neo off in that dog, that Neapolitan Mastiff off in that dog. Is that the reason Barbie was so big? Not just her, but a lot of the other dogs too. You can see how gigantic they were. Gyro, where'd they get this size? They never did put the American Bulldog on the paperwork. Why? Why isn't the American Bulldog itself on American Bully pedigrees? Why isn't there a Cane Corso on American Bully pedigrees? Why isn't there English Bulldogs on American Bully pedigrees? Why isn't there Pit Bull Terriers or Amstaffs on American Bully pedigrees? Why isn't there a Boerboel on the American Bully pedigrees? Why? These dogs were bred. These dogs were used in old school programs, and even the old schoolers didn't tell you about it. They was hanging paperwork too. The same way you motherfucking new motherfuckers out here hanging paperwork, y'all ain't doing nothing but following that trend too. That's a trend too. we gonna unveil that trend too right now then. Fuck it. That's a trend too. Covering up the pedigree. Covering that damn pedigree up. Why isn't all these dogs, the Alapaha Blue Blood Bulldog, why isn't that dog on these pedigrees? That dog was used for height. That dog was used for color. That dog was used. Why isn't he on the pedigrees? You look on the American Bully pedigree, and all you see is American Bully dogs. And they don't want to say nothing else but the dog was made from Pit Bull. Man, you ever seen a Pit Bull look like that? You ever seen a Pit Bull with a big broad head and a long ass tongue, and his head is just circled sometimes, and got this big old long rangy body, lanky, and it's not lanky, it's buff. You ever seen a Pit Bull look like that? A 100% Pit Bull Terrier. You ever seen one look like that? Because a lot of people don't even know what the fuck a Pit Bull is. If you are the person that thinks a blue dog is a pit bull, you don't know what a pit bull is. You just don't. They're not blue, man. It's been too many dogs born for you to sit here and tell me you popping up with all these blue ass dogs. They're not blue, man. That's a Cane Corso trait. That dog was implemented into the program too for color. It's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because me myself, I'm a just do the history on a dog. Yeah, I'll breed a dog too, but you know what? It's a lot. It's so many lies that been told. Let's just talk about the dog itself. Let's just talk about Bully itself. And why these dogs aren't on the paperwork. Everybody got a dog name until you go and look at the dog and see what dogs made the dog. I told you I looked at a lot of pedigrees lately of these new dogs, and these new dogs have exotic backgrounds. They have exotic backgrounds. Dogs that you can see in the picture, their bellies are touching the floor. Their bellies are touching the floors. This is crazy. That's crazy right there. Now that's crazy because you creating an American bully, but you lying on the paperwork. The pedigree is a whole fucking lie. It's an American bully you say you creating, but the pedigree is a lie. There's dogs on the pedigree that are exotics. That's a problem. That's a problem because now you creating another dog on pedigree right in front of everybody's faces and telling them that it's cool to put these dogs on the pedigree. Then it must be cool to, you know what, man? Come on, man. Because you can see it is right in front of your face. How you gonna have a new dog? Where'd you make the new dog from? Where'd he come from? Now we don't have to ask the question of what the new dog came from. I don't. And I really don't have to ask the question of how the old dog get here or where did it derive from. We know that when Dave was creating the dog, Dave did not, Dave didn't mention these dogs. But you can look at his dogs and just see that them damn dogs didn't have no bulldog in them. They didn't have a bulldog ancestry. You can look at a razor's edge dog and tell it just didn't look bulldog. Maybe it could have been some American bulldog snuck up in there, but that's something I just don't believe, me, myself, personally. But when it comes to the rest of y'all dogs, even my dog, because it's a newer bully. Ain't nobody got no old school bullies. And even if you did, every single dog in the whole American bully game, in the whole exotic game, all those motherfucking dogs are paper hung. Every single dog walking the floor is a paper hung dog. It's got something behind it that you don't even know what's behind it, and it pops out. See, in the beginning, the newer dogs, the old school dogs, in the beginning with the old school dogs, you could see how that Mastiff was controlling those dogs. So the XL been here. The XL been here. Come on, man. The XL been here. It been here. It been here if you was creating dogs from Mastiff, Arapaho Blue Blood Bulldog, Cane Corso, Boerboel, Pit Bull, and Amstaff. Those were the ingredients that I left out the soup. See, I had to go find some more ingredients. I went back to the store again, start doing some more reading. Started looking up dog history and was like, wow, all these dogs were included too? Yeah, but they was included when, I would say, I can't say they was included when they came to the West Coast. I literally can't. I can say that the West Coast helped to do it. Majorly. Everybody had one of them big sloppy ass dogs, because some of them was sloppy. And you had the dog because it was big and blue. You didn't have a dog because it could do certain things. It was just big and blue. But where'd that blue come from? That blue came from the Cane Corso or the Arapaho Blue Blood Bulldog. And when you start to do the history on this dog, you'll start to realize that this dog has so many different colors in it, so many different breeds in it, so many different nationalities and heritages in it. It had everything in it. Golly, man, the bully is just full of shit. It is. It's full of it. And I like the bully. I'm an American Bully fan. But it's full of shit. It is full of shit. It got everything in it. Boerboel, Mastiff, Cane Corso, American Bulldog, English Bulldog, French Bulldog, Pit Bull Terrier, and the Amstaff. Now, that was the other ingredients I left out the soup. None of these dogs will be on any pedigrees. Even if you took and blended these motherfuckers up, you once used it to make the blend, and then it's not on the pedigree. It's not on the pedigree. It's not. The dogs that are on the pedigree are gray line dogs. The only dogs that are on the pedigree from the old school is gray line dogs. Makes it look like gray line made the whole bully. But none of the dogs look gray line. But he has a gray line background. This shit is crazy. It gets crazy. It gets crazy after a while. You really got to think about it like you looking at the dog right in front of your face. You know damn well that dog didn't come from 2 pit bulls. You know that. You know it didn't. And you just want it so bad, just like me, to find out the truth because you like the dog. We like the bully. But one thing I don't like is for somebody to just look at me and lie. You just looking at me and lying about a dog, bro. That's one thing I just don't like. Is when you can't tell the truth about the dog. You selling the dog and you know what somebody done to it. Probably not you, because most of the people selling the dogs didn't do it. They got the dog from somebody else and he did it. That's how it always happens. Like that. But these are dogs that are in this dog, not even on the pedigree. Not on the pedigree. See, it makes it look like you're hiding stuff. It just makes it look like you hiding it something. And then when somebody figure it out, then they can really say, well, since this happened, now I can call this dog a mutt. Now I could just go and call it a mutt. You can't mix a dogo or you can't mix a mastiff with a Lapahai blue bull, a Lapahai blue blood bulldog. Look these dogs up and look how they look. When you see these big, massive dogs, man, why would you do some crazy stuff like this? And then you take these 2 big, crazy ass dogs, and then you go mix them to a Boerboel. He big too. He's super big too with a little bitty tail. But you know, you can mix in a dog with a little bitty tail and your dog's a fix his tail. You've seen breedings of that already being done with the exotic. How it's like 2 years ago, their tails were just destroyed. Now they got tails. Now they got tails. See, you know what I mean? You got to give it some time. Stupid ass me, man. For real. You just got to give it some time. You got to get the blood some time to work. That's what popped off with the big dogs too. When you seen them big sloppy dogs and they didn't look right and they was just clumsy, a big old clumsy dog. Some of y'all used to have them, they go outside and sit in a chair like a human being and just sit in the sun. Those dogs was coming from them Mastiff dogs, man, them Lapahai blue blood bulldogs. Y'all was lied to. We were lied to, I should say. I was lied to, I should say. About the dog, and I knew these dogs were crossed with something. You know what I'm saying? But in order for these people to get paid, everybody had to make it a hush mouth program. That's just like now. Everything on a nip and tuck. You can't be ready to create something and then go out and exploit it. This has to be done in silence until it gets perfect. And when you get it perfect, hide the recipe. Never let the recipe be exposed. Create a plan to sell the dogs and move away from people who can try to get close to us. We don't want nobody to get our dogs, and we're selling them for a high price so everybody can't have them. Damn, how you make a dog that was more expensive than a Frenchie? I don't even know. And then you got these new fluffy dogs, and I'm telling you, I've been saying it over and over again on Face the Bully. The original French Bulldogs, all those dogs aren't carrying the fluffy gene. And even if they were, how did it just start happening right now that everybody can create a fluffy like right now? That's a Pomeranian they're putting in there. That's a Shih Tzu. That's a Pekingese that they're using to make these fluffies. I look at them all the time. Plus, I know the dogs personally. Pekingese, Shih Tzu, Frenchie, Pomeranian. We know these dogs I know these dogs personally. Small faces, brachiocephalic, black around the muzzle. Little beady shaped eyes, always looking at you, probably like they mugging. And they're fluffy. Now, when you take that shit and you breed it and you mix it to a Frenchie, see, this takes time too. You got to breed the Shih Tzu to the, damn, man, I don't even want to explain it. This is what they doing, though. It takes time. And then when you get it right and you got that right puppy and you can recreate that puppy, now you can sell that puppy for an extreme amount of money. That's what's finna be happening to the furless Frenchies. We're beyond Frenchies with colors now. We got furless motherfucking Frenchies. They ain't got no fur. The game is evolving. See, when you talk about evolution, this is how you must speak on it. The game is evolving from mixing breeds. That's the evolution part. That's evolution. Mixing breeds is evolution. Figured it out. See, steel sharpens steel, y'all. We got to work with each other. Face the bully. Like we always do around this time. Welcome to another episode of Face the Bully, where me, Ski B, like to talk about dogs. Preferably your dog. And mine, sitting over there lazy. And it's sad when you kind of like, see, I'm going to come back on this same topic again. Because I want to just literally just exploit the lies that were told to us from the beginning of time with the American Bully. With the exception of Dave. I don't think Dave lied, man. What he did, he did. What he did, he did. The way he bred that dog, he bred that dog. Edge is what he said it is. It's when it got to the hands of other people. It's when they bred in the Mastiff, the Boerboel, the Arapaho Blue Blood Bulldog, and the American Bulldog, and the Cane Corso. And they never put it on the paperwork. Shh. And never said a word. And you bought it, and I own one, and everybody else own one. And you called it a pit bull. And you should be apologizing to the pit bull community. Now that you're smart enough to know you was hoodwinked. That's just what it is. You got fooled when you very first bought your very first bully, your very first mastiff. You got fooled. You thought that was a pit bull. It ain't no pit bull. You thought that was a bully. It ain't no bully. It's a mixture. It's a blend of everything. It's a blend of everything, of mastiff and all kinds of stuff in there. And to be truthful, if you ask me, all the old school dogs were the beginning of XL. All the old school dogs were the beginnings of exotics. So everybody else just know you're recreating what has already been done, except that damn Fluffy. And I don't think too many people would have been interested in your mural. See, cause you thinking you lying to everybody right now about your new dogs? Ha! Don't you got Dax? And you still think that dog was bred from Greyline. Okay. Until we meet again. Right here on Face the Bully.